Anyway, I want to talk about. I was just on one of another platform, and someone named Cedric Washington made a comment because somebody printed a thing saying, "Do I agree with uh, trans women being banned from women's sports? Does anyone support this?" And I said, "Hell no." And then Cedric Washington comes on and says uh, something about why, as a transgender and still a man, are you not for this? Something to do with saying that trans women have strength, have more strength, just like a man does. And that's not true. So I just want to let everybody know on here that is not true. When a trans woman starts their journey as who they are, they lose strength. Trans men might gain more strength because they're going in the opposite direction. But I shouldn't have to tell you all this. You all need to do your research before you speak, because right now you're full of hate with everything happening in the political climate. The trans community is being attacked. So you'll call a trans woman a man in a dress, which trans women are not men. Unfortunately, you can think so, but they are not. And I'm a 52-year-old female, and so, but for you to think and degrade the trans community, not everyone in the trans community is going to allow you to do that. You can do that, but unless you understand about Stonewall and the importance of Stonewall, that will be it. Now, the reason why you don't see me on camera is for a lot of the security reasons. I'm not ashamed of how I look. I'm not afraid of anybody, but in the past, I've tried to let you, go on live and you guys make nasty comments. So I've learned to disconnect the comments. You can't leave any comments. You can either join in my deal here and leave a thumbs up. That's all you can do. You might be able to leave a thumbs down. I don't know if that's possible, but thumbs up. But and if I show anything, you'll never see me in the camera, because I'm behind the camera running it, because I'm the camera person and I'm videoing what I'm videoing at the time. So again, I know that the internet can be dangerous, and people who get on there and are trolls on YouTube or any other platform like to make comments degrading the trans community. I know that one person that has a channel right now, a lot of people, he was saying a lot of people were going to YouTube and complaining about him because he's homeless in his transient lifestyle. And he was monetized for about a week, and then he was not. My channel does not get monetized, but it's educational, whether I'm speaking about something or I'm showing a video. And I'm not ashamed to show myself on camera, but I've done that before and I've gotten threats. So some of you are against the LGBT community or trans people. And right now, I'm not, like I said, I'm running the camera when I video. I don't have anybody else to do the camera for me. Otherwise, I would. But I'd also have to trust that person with my devices that I'm going to use for video. And so right now, I don't trust a lot of people. So I'm the one that does the camera and the video shooting. So you'll never see me on the camera for a lot of reasons. Not because I'm ashamed or I'm afraid, but some of you out there, if you saw me, you probably want to kill me, and because of me being part of the LGBT community. And I'm not going to give you that choice. I've had bad experiences with a lot of food places. Jack in the Box is one. 7th, I think it's 7th Avenue and Buckeye, across from Circle K. I went there. I've had problems with them. I've made reports. So now I film everything, my interaction. I'm a customer service critic. I've had people tell me that I can't film on property because it's private property, but it's publicly accessible. If it's publicly accessible, then you're allowed to film. You're allowed to film anywhere when you leave your home, and you're being watched when you leave your home. And let me give you another thing too. With these data centers that are going up, a lot of you don't know, but these data centers and these flock cameras that they are being used to track you, watch you day, night, even in your house. There's probably a camera watching me right now while I'm doing this right now that I won't know about, but I know that somebody's watching me because that's what they need to do. These data centers should have never been built. They're a tool for mass surveillance. Simply put, it ain't to protect data and all this other crap. It's where I live, they built these data centers, and they're brand new buildings. I think it was a waste of money. I don't see them. There's nothing that they could do to convince me that they needed these buildings. They just wanted to be mass surveillance. But everyone has their own opinion. Maybe they're not for mass surveillance. But why, with Hitler, who is currently in charge of the White House, a rapist, a felon, a pedophile, and you guys want to worry about trans people and talk about trans women not being women and saying that, you most of you don't know. You're being told something by someone else, but you never sit down and did your homework about Stonewall. So when you do that, then we can discuss this. But until you do your homework on Stonewall and get to understand why the LGBT movement is so important today, no one should be talking about if they haven't done the research, or at least checked into it through Google and find out. Some people say Chat GPT, but I use Google. I don't use Chat GPT because I don't want to give any of these newer apps for AI and all this other stuff that's happening a chance to mass surveil me. I'm already being mass surveilled. Everybody is, especially when you leave your house. And there's nothing you can legally do about it because there's nothing against recording, especially from a business side. But in an individual side, there is no law against recording when you're out in public either. So, but anyway, to Cedric Washington, I'm a 52-year-old female. And some people think that if you remove a body part, that doesn't make you the person you're identifying as. So like a trans woman removing a body part, they say it doesn't make you a woman. Yes, it does. Just because they say something like that about trans women that's negative doesn't make it so. But there are people out there who are into trans women, whether they have the body part or not. I've heard stories from other people that are part of the community that have said, I'm not going to go into what experiences, but they've had experiences with people that like that, and then they see them out in public and they get ignored, and it's really sad. Because somebody says, "Oh, I'm not gay." Well, but you like that. You're on the down low. That's what most people do. Anyway, that is it for now. I'm going to close, and I will hopefully see you all on the next one. And be safe and stop the hate against the trans community. Trans women, and trans people are not the problem. Being trans or gay is not a mental illness. Being transphobic or homophobic is a mental illness. You can laugh about that if you want, but that is actually a fact. Trans people are not the issue. Remember that. Peak Angel, 52-year-old female. I'm out.